So the first hand is against a decent regular. I didn't play him that much, but I know he has a decent game, and yeah, I know he's a regular. That's about it. When I play against a regular, I really open up my 3-betting game. I start 3-betting the bottom of my calling range and the top of my folding range, and of course I'm gonna widen my value 3-betting range. So that's about around 20% to 25% against a regular. Yeah, why that is probably a concept for a whole other video, but yeah, let's leave it that I widen my 3-betting range against a regular. So 3-4 suited is part of that 3-betting range, and he calls, and the flops give the flop we hit the world. Well, we have a pretty easy c-bet here to maybe get some value from Jack X, 10x, maybe he has a medium pair with a diamond, or he has a naked ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, tons of hands where you can value that value from, and decide to c-bet small to maybe also give him a chance to hang himself or do something stupid. So we bet 150 and he snap calls, and the turn is the 8 of clubs, which is a pretty juicy card for our hand. Maybe there's some kind of funky straight, or maybe 2-pair with 10-8 suited type of hand. Also, it didn't kill our action. If a 4th diamond hit, he probably wouldn't call with Jack X, or he could have us beat. So we have two options here. We can value bet again, or we can check to induce. So if we bet again here, I think we're gonna almost always have it here. Looking at the stack sizes, I'm not going to bluff this turn very often, and he is a regular, so he knows that. So I really like checking here to induce some bluffing by floats, or yeah, just don't let him fold the hands where you can get value on, where you can get 2 streets of value but not 3 streets of value. So we check, and he checks behind, which probably tells me he has showdown value, because if he was floating, then he's very likely to bet the turn. So he has a Jack X or 10x type of hand, or he has the naked ace of diamonds with a useless kicker. So we have three legitimate we have 3 options on the river. We can check a second time to induce again, but as I said, he probably has some showdown value, and in general checking a second time to induce is just too thin, so I really don't like checking here. So we can value bet somewhere in between 1/3 and 1.5 pot, or we can shove. So this of course is an overbetting video, so I really like overbetting here. Now, because it's a regular, when we overbet here, he's going to think what kind of hand would he overbet here with. Would he overbet with Jack X without a diamond? Would he overbet with 10x without a diamond? Would he overbet with queens, maybe kings without a diamond? All those things are going through his mind, and he's probably going to think, no, he won't overbet those hands, so he is wrapping a flush here. Even a set, he's probably going to think from, oh, that bets the turn because there's so many bad river cards. So he's going to think, well, he only can have a flush if he overbets, so that's way too little hands that he can have, and he's going to hero call very often because he thinks that we can only have a flush, and he's just thinking that we, in this position, we are not going to have a flush that often because it's a 3-bet pot, and he's going to hero call quite often. So we shove 971 in 680, and if I remember correctly, he's ending up snap calling the bet with King Jack without a diamond. So he decided before we bet on the river he's going to snap call any bet, because he, if I remember correctly, he really called within a second. So even he knew before we bet he's not repping anything if he bets this river, so I'm gonna snap call him off. And this is probably the perfect example of overbetting against a regular, where you only can have one hand. That's a flush on the river, and he knows that. So it's a pretty good opportunity to shove.